Good morning and welcome back to Tabletop Tuesday here on Gaming with ADHD, where we are continuing our look at some games that are a little bit more appropriate for the younger side of your gaming group. Maybe you've got small children or kids that just need a little bit more help. So this month, I wanted to take a look at some games that would be easy for them to pick up and possibly even for them to just play on their own. And today we're going to look at Fireball Island Race to Adventure. Now, this was released in 2021 as basically a streamlined junior version of Fireball Island, the Curse of Vul-Kar, which was the restoration games implementation of the original Fireball Island from 1986. So, in this game, basically, they took out a lot of the extra side quests, a lot of the additional things that players could do to, basically ramp it up for a more grown-up audience, and basically brought it back down to the younger player level. So, with that said, let's take a look at how the game works, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the game itself. But before we do that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I do try to put a few videos out each week covering all sorts of tabletop topics, whether it's board games, role-playing games, miniatures games, or anything in between. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is the Fireball Island setup on my infamously small work table. So it actually ends up being a little bit larger than you see here. Give me just 1 second. So pull this section off. Basically, it comes in 3 parts. You have these 2 sections, which you're going to spread it out just far enough to get the middle section in. But obviously, for my infamously small work area, I make do with what I can. All right. So, but the whole premise is you are setting up the volcanic island in order to, as the adventurer, come in, find the treasure, and get back to the helicopter pad before the other players. Now, once you've got the island assembled, you will also put the trees on, and the way that they set up, if you notice, they all have this little point, which they call the root. And so you point that, in some manner, somewhat pointing at the idol of Vul-Kar, which we're going to put here at the top. So you can see this. I do like how it's this nice sculpted. They give you the 3 different tracks that the fireballs can come out of, but you're going to put this up here. Then there are 2 different colors of marbles. We have 6 orange ones and 4 red ones. Yes, I realize I only pulled out half of them. The orange ones will get placed on the island in designated spots. Basically, there goes one of them. Basically, little orange spots that indicate where the fireballs will go. And basically, those are to trigger whenever the red ones get dropped through. The red ones will get set. There's a spot over here on the side, which I just can't fit in. And the red ones will wait there until something triggers them. All right. You then have the Heart of Vul-Kar, basically this kind of crystal-looking piece, which you put here on the island. And then in all of these spaces, you will randomly take these tokens and you will put them face down on these. Now, these are the treasure spots that you need to collect pieces from. Now, there are 3 tokens that are different. They have sort of this, I don't know, just kind of, ancient coin with the symbol of Vul-Kar on it. These are going to be mixed in and, put randomly around the board. All right. You then have 2 spots to put bridges. You have 1 spot that isn't going to work quite as well because of how my setup is, but you'll have a ladder over here along one of the paths. And then finally, you will take the player tokens and start them on the helipad. Now, gameplay is actually pretty simple. You have a deck of cards, which does not show up very well there. So I'll put it over here. So you have a deck of cards, and everybody uses the exact same deck of cards. You don't deal out a hand. You just have the deck of cards. And on your turn, you will take the card, you will flip it up, and you will follow the instructions. So in this case, it says move 6, and after moving, launch an ember marble. So say I'm I'm going to be the purple player. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if you step on a bridge, your movement immediately ends. And let's move one of these tokens over here. Now, let's see, where can we see it very well? All right, so right here, you'll notice that there's, and next to all of the treasure pieces, sort of this little triangle pattern, repeating next to it. Now, if you ever pass through one of those spots, so like there's one right here where I just moved the piece, then you can take a treasure from, the adjoining spot. So I'll pick this one up, and I'll just keep that in front of me for the end of the game. So after I've moved 6, I then get to launch an ember marble. So the ember marbles are one of the orange ones, and basically I can take one and I can push it any direction, and as you can see, it then rolls down the trails on the island. Hopefully it will run through a person and knock them over, which can put them out of position. Maybe they're trying to get a treasure or get to the crystal, whatever it is, and there you go. So on the next player's turn, or at the end of the turn, I should say, everything gets reset. So we're going to take our ember marble and put that back, and except for the treasures, those don't get replaced. But we put all of the marbles back, have everything reset, and it moves on to the next player. So next player will, let's see, probably should have preset these cards. All right, so let's say on my turn, I picked the Cataclysm card. So I'm going to move 6, and it says, after moving, take the marbles from the Scar and drop them in Vul-Kar. So what that means is I'm the yellow player, and so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to take the red marbles, drop them, into the idol, and we'll see what happens. So in this case, you can see that the bridges got knocked over, this player got knocked over, the ladder got knocked over. Basically, that's what the kids are looking for. Yes, they want to get the treasure, they want to get off the island, but at the end of the day, they want to drop the marbles, and they want to, hear the clattering, hear the noise, and watch as everything gets demolished. So, essentially, that's the game. You keep going. until the 3 special treasures are found. And as soon as that happens, everybody is going to rush back to the helicopter pad. First person to get back to the helicopter pad will score 4 points. And then additional points are scored based on the treasures that you have. That'll end the game. So only one person has to get back to the helicopter pad in order to end the game. So overall, that's it. The rules are very simple. They're very easy to get through. If you look, it is just a pamphlet, which is essentially, 3 pages worth of rules. They are simple enough for a kid. The game does recommend 7 and up, but I do think a 5-year-old that could read or a 6-year-old could easily grab the game as well. Honestly, this is not a game that you should be looking for any kind of depth on. And I understand that can be a problem with a lot of gamers, but as a parent, you probably will understand that, sometimes I'm going to, play something that's a little bit below my level to make sure that they're having fun and they're having a good time. I think Fireball Island is a fantastic choice for that. Like I said, a lot of it comes down to just making the noise, seeing things fall apart, and watching what happens with the marbles as you play the game. So overall, I absolutely recommend this if you can find it. When I picked it up, it was on clearance at Target, but they're a big retailer and, they move through things quite a bit. So check with your local game store, check online. But absolutely, if you want something fun for your smaller kids, I would highly recommend Fireball Island. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel. As I said, lots of gaming content each week, and I hope you're here to share it. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.